World Health Organization Maturity Level 3 come March 2024. The Zebras to face Eswatini in a friendly ahead of World Cup qualifying campaign. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi assured Molepolole residents that their years of bearing the heavy brunt of water shortage will soon be over. This comes after the commissioning of the 100-kilometer Masama-Mamashia water pipeline project in 2021, which was constructed to augment water supply in the Greater Gaborone corridor, which Molepolole is part of. The project is now at an advanced and final stages, with desired water supply expected in November this year. Usidile Nkabetsi has more.
Populations living in the Greater Gaborone corridor, including Molepolole residents, have had to endure and ride out the challenges of water constraints for years. There was a glimmer of hope following President Masisi's nationwide campaign promise to ensure not one Motswana goes thirsty. A watershed moment is imminent as the water woes of Greater Gaborone, including Molepole's 47,000 plus population, will soon be a thing of the past.
Ra khona go hitisa madi a na tlhokwa gore pipeline eo e seng yone hela gompe go re mo go a bobedi re mo go North South Carrier 2 ka ene parlamente gompe go metsi a goro le tloga le phatšega ke metsi gongwe le gongwe mo Molepolole Mamashia gompe go metsi sebolokelo sa go tlhatswa metsi mo Botswana se se tona go a heta otlhe se khona go tlhatswa metsi a le 220 million liters ka letsatsi. North South Carrier project ke one tona go di gaisa tsotlhe tsa metsi mo Sabeke.
Se re sirang gompieno ke testing kana go thathoba gore a mme di dirisiwa tsa rona di bereka sente, a mme di pipeline di bereka sente, di pump station di bereka sente, di reservoir di bereka sente. Morago ha re sena go testa re tla bo re tsena mokganya go thatswa di dirisiwa tsa rona, mme ke tsela gore se le go ra go se dira ra go se wetsa kana se tabo se wetse kgwedi yone ya October e hela. Go ra re ka November tla bo re bulela metsi mo Molepolole le metsi yotlhe e ne ke ntse ke e balolola.
When appreciating the water infrastructural development and others in their area, local authorities also called for speedy land allocation.
Kana ha o ta go lekola batho ba solohela tse dintsi thata mo go wena, re lebogela seo tautona gore dithabololo dintsi di a goroga mo ga rona le ha gone go santse go na le tse dingwe tse re di solohelang tse re bonang o ka re di diegile
mo Mokwena ga gona ditsa land body ga e bone go e ka bante mme nna ke o ke hano yo ke na le bana ba le 17 mme ke ntse ke nna mo ga mme ke sa le ke la pele ka 1998 le gompieno a ise ke bewe
ya no se le go rasira mo sebakeng sa gompieno ke gore hetse moalo mo go teng layout moalo wa ditsha wa Molepolole o ile gore re o heditse ka August 2023 2830 ke so ra go di ba pele ha March land board tata isimola go ba ditshetsonetse 1744 ke tsa ngwa go tangwa madi.
Botswana's development framework prioritizes socio-economic developments, including access to safe and affordable water, as well as land for shelter, which form an integral component of the Sustainable Development Agenda pillars, which speak to the aspirations of a better life for all. Utsidile Nkabetsi, BTV News.
Northeast District Council Finance Chairperson Mr. Bakane Bazili says the Northeast District Council has been allocated over 100 million pula to go towards community development for the 2024-25 financial year. This is a growth of 17% when compared to the year 2023-24 allocation. Mr. Bazili noted this at the special full council sessions recently. Abigail Madorobo has more.
In line with the mindset change and reset agenda, which is driving the nation's development agenda, the budget was drawn with input from the community. Hence, the priorities are maintenance of roads, upgrading of Masunga Park, provision of stationery in schools in the region, among others.
We have adopted the Ari Chen Chen slogan. The slogan calls for every Motswana to be a torchbearer of the efforts to cultivate in the national spirit of consistent growth and development. We also have our own district slogan that says, we are a district of endless opportunities. It is time now to tap into this opportunity and come with better ways of doing things. We have to budget by objective and making sure that we implement what we have budgeted for.
The councillor states that they are satisfied with the budget allocations as well as projects that will be funded.
Mehela di priority ke tsela gore ke tse di lebaneng. Mehela ke rutuetse gore ha madi a seo, we need to look for the value for money.
Ke kopa gore dipone tsa solar le tsone di tsengwe mo priority. Re na le di solar street lights ko Matopi but ga di bereke. Yaanong ke kopa gore le tsone di prioritize di maintain gore di kgone go bereka.
I have a challenge ya bana ba Mainjani ba ba yang ko ba ba tswang ko Mbalame. Go na le nnuka o te Mainjani. I thought I consider because pula di nile bana ba le bana le mathata tota go tula go skweleng.
Every Motswana is employed to be a torchbearer of the nation's efforts of constant growth and development. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Masunga.
The Director of Product Evaluation and Registration under Botswana Medicines Regulatory Authority, BOMRA, Mr. Bathusi Khositsile, says they are ready to reach World Health Organization Maturity Level 3 by March 2024. He said this at the Global Expo Botswana 2023, which opened on Wednesday, and he reiterated that ML3 is important as it will attract potential investors in pharmaceutical industry.
Improving the healthcare sector, particularly the local pharmaceutical production capacity, is imperative for Botswana, especially in this era of many emerging health challenges such as non-communicable diseases and COVID-19 that recently showed the need to develop production capacity as well as services to withstand emerging situations. Experts nonetheless are on their feet to come up with interventions that can help improve this sector.
If you are internationally accredited by ML3, which is seen to be functional, it boosts confidence to potential investors who believe then they can come here and manufacture for export to the region and probably beyond the region.
Even though the government is making positive strides to support this sector, there are a couple of challenges that hinder the development of the health space.
So what we do is to adhere to the National Procurement Act. It has been reviewed. We have a 2021 Act that makes procurement more efficient, because if it is not efficient, we are going to have a problem where our companies, the manufacturers, are going to actually run out of cash and close their businesses because we are not paying them on time. So the new act enabled us to procure faster.
Issues of price control that has been alluded to. There's no price control in the majority of things, except one or two commodities.
In India, which has the similar population to Africa, you buy one license and you serve 1.3 billion people, similar to China. In Africa, if you make paracetamol in Gaborone, you need to buy 54 licenses before your product actually goes to the market, making it 54 times more expensive, more difficult.
Utilization of modern technologies has been highlighted in order to accelerate growth of key sectors, including the pharmaceutical industry. BTV News, Gaborone.
Small business owners in Tsabong say their businesses benefit local economies by creating employment and in turn contributing to the country's economy. They stated that they opened their businesses after facing unemployment and a bleak future.
From time immemorial, people in Kalahari South have relied heavily on livestock for sustenance. However, the youth in this area are now shifting mindsets and gradually venturing into entrepreneurship for a living, in turn diversifying the economy. These entrepreneurs are appealing to the public to support their businesses as they are looking to create more employment opportunities for others, especially young people.
So far, I have 6. I have
6 employees in total. The best business plan is to learn all you can about your product.
But so far so good.
Other than that, I think I'm the first person like who did hot dog. By that time,
I saw people selling hot dogs in towns and promised myself to start the business here.
So I think I started to
nkebe dibanka kana makala na mangwa a berekang ka madi nke ba khona go re tshepa rona batho ba di kgwebetse dipotla tse dipotlana ba khona go ra adima madi ha lebe.
I appeal to financial institutions to lend small businesses money.
Madi a bone ka tsela ntseng jang ja no ntlhelele gore e ka re go tshipiwa di kgwebo tse di tona.
These entrepreneurs are now mentoring their employees to equip them with necessary skills to run robust and successful businesses. Nowadays, we don't have the luxury of being choosy when it comes to employment.
Find
a job and learn what they do. Learn business skills. That's how you grow. Hard work, a determination, and a clear organizational vision are driving forces behind any sustainable business. Hence, these entrepreneurs are steadfast in changing mindsets for the good of their businesses. BTV News, Tsabo.
You're watching BTV News and thank you for staying with us. Now, the Botswana Mine Workers Union has petitioned Khoemacau Copper Mining Management over what they deem to be poor conditions and service of service and other staff welfare issues. They expressed concerns that their health condition is compromised since there is no transportation to take them to Maung for medical assistance when they are sick, despite their clinic not having enough medical practitioners. The petition was received by the Northwest District Commissioner, Mr. Thabangwa Loka, on behalf of Minister of Labour and Home Affairs in Maung yesterday.
The president of Botswana Mine Workers Union, Mr. Joseph Tsimako, says the mine clinic is not licensed by the Ministry of Health, and the 2 paramedics hired at the clinic only work at night, and this poses as a great danger to the welfare of their health, adding that sick employees are not transported to medical facilities despite the fact that there is a mine ambulance reserved for whites only, stressing that they are given referrals and left to fend for themselves in the wilderness.
The position of the union is that Khoemacau and its subcontract are in breach of mines and quarries regulation by failing to address a health and safety issue which can pose danger to the health and safety of employees on site. KCM also owes all employees working in the mine, whether direct or indirect, under employment of KCM, a duty of care by ensuring that their working environment has operational and or functional facilities where medical services can be sought by employees in the event of a health emergency.
Meanwhile, the union's position is that workers be housed in nearby villages, as this will help employees to be reunited with their families.
The union's position is that all employees of KCM and its contracted companies, that is Bemingo Mining Services, Fresh Camp Services, and Alfred H9, must be relocated from camp accommodation, that is Tuluka and Zone 5, including those housed in caravans at Toten Camp, and be permitted to rent their own accommodation in the nearby villages like Toten.
The Ministry of Labour and Home Affairs recognizes the mining sector as a critical sector for the economy of Botswana. Therefore, they will meet with Khoemakau management to devise a remedial solution to the impasse.
So it is unfortunate that we have to receive this petition despite the fact that issues being raised here are currently under discussion and have been raised through the labor inspection by the Department of Labor and Social Security that was conducted at the mine. And the report availed to both the mine management as well as the Botswana Mine Workers Union. I also wish to state that government is committed to promoting partnership with business, of which employees are integral part.
Amongst other concerns, the union say they are concerned of the 12-hour working shift that has resulted in many unpaid overtime disputes and demand that all mining operations work streams revert to the 8 working hours. Khomtsego John, BTV News, Maung.
Jwaneng residents have expressed their gratitude towards the recent technological development delivered by the Ministry of Communications, Knowledge and Technology to ease accessibility and aid smooth communication, pointing that it is a welcome achievement that will help them acquire necessary skills and even advance their businesses. Residents said this in a Khotla meeting that was addressed by Minister Mr. Thulaganyo Sekgokgo, who briefed them about progress made by the government to better their lives. Kisogofetso Makwinja has more.
Kana karentse maranyana a tlhabologa yana ke batla go itse gore ha re leba dikgang tsa data security information a rena go dipatele tla we sireletsegile go le kae
rona bo eseng ba re sa itseng boranyane ba re sa iskela le sekole re se bone ra go dira jang bana ba ka tswa ba le teng me gone ho wa bo ikemetse ka nosi ka kong batho ba letsa hala ba re dipointe tsa go ke tse di tsamaya di re ga ba gare ba ra ba tsa di ba rona madi a ile maranyana a isiamerra go tshwana le mashi ga ke mashi tsa thobeng sela be se tla le motsa khamego.
Mr. Thulaganyo Sekgokgo highlighted that digital connectivity which they are currently establishing across the country through fiber network system will assist in the growth of many businesses, promote fast communication and delivery of services amongst others.
Hona le lenaneo kana project e ntse re dira la hatse ka bophara ya go tsenya mogala mongwe go tsamaisa ditlhaeletsanyo ka lesedi kana mo go teng ke fiber ka se ke gore re tlwetse mogala o e leng wa kopore o re itseng gore kone no re ha ditlhaeletsanyo tsa di phone me ra bontsha re ntsha megala ya kopore ka gore go ntleng hala ha go uswa ga yone ga e re he ditlhaeletsanyo tse di lebelo le tsa boleng jo ro batlang gore re nne le tsona mo Botswana.
The Jwaneng Town Mayor Ms. Olga Ditsia says what the government is doing in the information technology and communication space has seriously upped the country's recognition internationally.
Ki dumela gore be ke le bogetona gore le melao e tanye gore tabete itebagantse segolo bogolo le dikgang tsa go kgontshana mo maranyaneng. Mme e re ga molao o le o dira bogetso a go re lebeleng thata gore rona segolo bogolo bo mme go rena re iphithelang re le bontsi ba rona re le at the receiving end. Ke gore ga wa go tsena o ithala go ntshitswe ena kgang e go kgontshwa ya ke dikgang tse di tsa thakano dikobo tsa thago sa ga rra kwa se bona. The
minister asked Botswana to make use of the services and attend many of the upcoming Khotla meetings to get more information and assistance concerning the services offered by the ministry. Kesego Fetse Makwinja, BTV News, Jwaneng.
And that is the news this hour. Do stay with us. Liza Osake is on standby to take you through the world of sport.
Thank you so much, Ulibile. Good afternoon. My name is Liza Oseke with your world of sport. And in our first story, the Botswana First Division Southern and Northern Leagues are billed to commence this weekend countrywide. And BTV Sport made an effort to engage with the two division secretary generals to give a detailed update on preparations for the 2023-2024 season.
All my teams will be ready ba tle ba sotse ba tshameki ba bone sentle ba ba leng gore ba ba kopetse gore ba ba kwadise ba tshwara diphala ke bone our main stakeholders mo metshamekong e re tsena mo go yone mme nka go bolelela lo gore mo letsatsing la maabane re tse re na le bokopano jalo le the main referee coordinator kana ba referee department ko BFE ba sensitizer jalo di-team gore ba soletse mo go bone so le bone ba re boleletse ba eme sentle ba eme malalala o tswe le bone ba ipankanya ba emetse metseletsele ya metshameko ya First Division North le mabala kgaitsedi ka mabala rena le one odi bontsi ba one ke antse rena le one from the past last seasons they've been inspected by eme sentle. Only we've added 2 grounds for the team tsa ko Seruwe le ya ko Makungulu peso ile gore le one ke go nne promoter mme mabala o maitso a tla subject to ajalo to inspections go check ya le gone gore a taba a siame.
As a committee have all been done, the grounds have been checked, the necessary communication to our respective partners or stakeholders to the game, that is your referees or match officials, has been done. I trust that the referees are ready. I think you'd appreciate that. I mean, the referees, they are being managed in an external body from our side. Clubs are doing a lot in terms of, selling themselves, packaging themselves, marketing their games, to the supporters out there. Hence why probably maybe we do get a very good following as we do.
Meanwhile, the 2023-2024 Debswana First Division kicks off tomorrow with rookies UB Hawks locking horns with seasoned campaigners Notwani FC at UB Stadium. Tlamelo Munsusi has the report.
Affectionately known as Toronto Boys, Notwane settled for third spot last season and are determined to finish the current season better than they did in the 2022-2023 campaign. Despite losing some key players in the just-ended transfer window, Notwane have managed to beef up their squad by signing the likes of Mbasinga Kaitzile, Mposelebo Gopatimo Mogoeng, Emmanuel Moyeng, among others.
We are 19 infield players and 3 goalkeepers. I think the squad is okay to compete for the first round. We'll see January so that we continue where we left.
Head coach says they will be aiming to open the season with positive results.
No, obviously we will not sit back because we need to take the game to UB Hawks and the first 15 minutes but the player to put the foot on the pedal. But I'm just hoping, like I said, this is a big team. We failed to qualify last season because of 1 point there in a respirator from the 2 teams.
Recently promoted UB Hawks, on the other hand, has used the preseason to raise their experienced players, including Kumoitile Kofiwa, Ishmael Metlaleng, Kailun Tsimane, all from Muchirichanta Chiefs, and the duo of Kagiso Mukaya and Amantara Diposo from Mogodisane Fighters, as they aim to reserve their spot in the division.
It will be our first season, but look at the team. The Vanilla experience in terms of the experience that we have bring. Our approach is not going to differ in terms of how we meet our opponent. So we will always play the same because we don't believe on changing for the opponent, but we play what we know. So in terms of our approach, I won't say we'll be playing defensively or we'll be attacking, but we'll be playing our normal football, which we trying to play the ball on the ground.
Other Debswana First Division South games to be played on Saturday, City Polar lock horns with Dranenyan Stars. Mogodisane Fighters battles it out with Tlokwen United. Black Forest entertains Extension Gunners, while recently promoted Desert now welcomes Muchulisanta Chiefs. And finally, Flamingo Santos lock horns with Prisons 11. And now turning focus to Debswana First Division North, Makungulu Peswa battles it out against Pico United. Calendar Stars lock horns with Peacemakers, while Green Lovers faces BR Highlanders. In Palapia, Motlakase faces Chadibe FC, while Mbalaka Lungu takes on Sankoyo Bushbucks, and Santa Green faces Tabo Otle. Tlamelo Munsusi, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And finally, Zebra's head coach Mogomotsi Mpote says that the upcoming international friendly against Eswatini on Monday will give him a chance to work on the team's tactical dynamics ahead of their World Cup qualifying campaign, which starts next month. Mpote made the remarks when putting the team through their paces at Lekidi Football Center in preparation for their clash against the Esitlangu at Lobatse Sport Complex. Ryan Khengonyani has more.
The FIFA International Week is crucial for the Zebras after failing to impress in the 2023 AFCON qualifiers, where they picked up 1 win out of 6 clashes, finishing third behind Equatorial Guinea and Tunisia in Group J. Mohamed Mpote will now get another chance to work with his players after another international friendly last month, where they edged out Zimbabwe via penalty kicks.
This one is the last assessment. Picture the players as you know, players most of the time. I think we now have enough pool of players we can call from, and in terms of the level since we have started the league. High bet. They are now at 70%. So just to look the intensity, international games. That is what we are giving them now. At par with them.
All the 23 players called up for the training camp have been working out since Tuesday, with an exception of Morocco-based midfielder Kabelo Sakanyeng, who has not been able to join the squad due to administrative and logistical challenges. Mpote is happy with the conditioning of the players and will be focusing much on tactical approach and improving the team chemistry.
More the physical aspects and how more problem instead of the tactical aspect, because I've only 3 days to prepare for the game. And bigger than to both physical and tactical, so that at least their teams will benefit. They will keep the same momentum and at par with games international.
Heading to the qualifying campaign next month, the Zebras head coach indicates that he still needs one more friendly to wrap up his preparations.
Even a game out of window, the teams that any country that can come out of window, just 2 days, but nearly the player, especially the game, because there's so many teams but our hard game first week of November, and that will help me. So the team, though on, the player, one just to work with them and play a game of international standard. Because competition.
The last time the Zebras faced off against Eswatini was at the 2023 COSAFA Cup Championships, where Lebogang Ditsile's strike gave them a 1-0 victory in Durban, South Africa. After the friendly encounter, Botswana will now take on Mozambique and Guinea next month as they kick off the 2026 World Cup qualifying campaign. Ryan Khemuyane, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And that is it for sport this hour. I'll be back with more at 5 o'clock, but stay tuned because In Context continues with Ulibile Samoka right after this.
Ngwageng e tlang e le yona bohelo wa rona mo setilong ra go decentralize education. We're going to decentralize education. Ke ne ke bua le mogoma phakela ke mo ha sekai ba go gompieko mo Botswana thata tsa bone di ngotlilwe e be di nna go sele mme thata tse e leng gore ba di tlhoka go tsamaisa sekwele le tsa madi tota go baakanya setilo go dira kontraka ena go reka senanne dilo tsa go nna yalo ra go ira lo be ro ketsa madi a nna mo sekweleng a laolwa ke bo principal. The same thing go ditleliniking. We are going to decentralize the health sector for tipatela superintendent a ne le budget e lekaneng go ka tsamaisa sepatela. Matron le a ne le budget le ko ditleliniking o ne le ba tshwereng budget. Batho ba North East sa le le etelwa ke motho ne le sa mmitsa. Ile a swa ba go epela ko matapeng a matopos gate Cecil Rhodes a heta le tsela le hatsi akere ha lena le hatsi mo North East ha lena re batla gore re tsenye ditlhogo and dive deep and do everything we can, everything in our power and might, with the same energy, if not more, like we applied when we looked at the diamond space to find land for you.